We are finally getting to build with the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. Thanks again to EA for sending me the early access version so we can check it out. I have been having so much fun with this pack already. I started a Fairy Rags to Riches series on my channel yesterday, which I'll link down below if you haven't seen it, and we already have 84,000 simoleons from it. This pack is kind of insane when it comes to making money. This is my fairy we're going to be building for today. She's currently getting some apothecary lessons from Todd, and my lot is all the way over here. Currently, we have nothing going on here. I do have to include this stuff here. I have my little garden, which is making us a lot of money, especially these orchid plants. I have my cow plant, which I'm growing. I have my little fairy home. We have a few fruit trees, and then in the back, we have this starseed teleporter. Oh, and of course, gnome dolls. I also have this little pond, which I started on. I'm gonna delete this, but I don't want to make any money off of it. So the total that I have, I'm gonna just write it down really quick. I'll keep the mailbox, but yeah, any of this stuff, I don't want to make money off of it. I think there are a few little piles of fairy dust that I might want to keep those, so I'm just gonna put those over there for right now. We'll bulldoze the terrain, and then we'll also get rid of all of these plants. Okay, yeah, so let's set this back to, I think it was 84,779 simoleons, and then I'll just move all of this stuff over for right now. All right, first thing we're gonna do, I do want to play with a little bit of terrain, so I'm just gonna bring it up a tiny bit like this, and we can build our house up on top of that. I don't want the house to be too big to start, so we'll just kind of start with this. And then I think before I even start with my shell, I kind of want to see what's going on for exterior items. I came straight to the roofing details because I wanted to see things like this. Like, look at these dormers. They have the mushrooms coming out. It's like a grassy roof over top. This is so adorable, and the swatches vary between colorful and more neutral swatches as well. We also have this dormer. Same thing, different swatches going on in here. Some colorful, some more like muted, pastel. Very, very pretty. By the way, since this is the early access version, again, that's why you see my gallery name floating around. And also, there are no mods enabled, and the only pack I have right now is Enchanted by Nature. And of course, since this is the early access version, if we see anything weird going on, keep in mind this is not the final pack. But one thing I'm really intrigued about is we're now able to place plants on roofing without like actually having to raise them up. They should just clip on there, and look at these. They have like butterfly leaves. I'm pretty sure, yeah, so under the roof sculpture category, all of these plants are now available. So I'm assuming they're just going to like clip onto my roof. Like, how pretty is that going to look up there? Oh, I'm excited. So, okay, let's start off with our shell. I'm gonna start by building an octagon, and I'll bring that 2 stories up, and we'll roof it right away with an octagonal roof piece. For the roof trim options, we have these shingles, which I like. They're kind of whimsical looking, a little run down, a little like quirky. But then we have this, which is our grass roofing option. I would assume that you would put the plants onto something like this, but I don't really see a problem with putting it onto the regular roof either. And then for trim options, we also have 2. We have this one, which I'm pretty excited about because it's detailed. And then there's also this one, which is the grassy roof option. So I'm actually going to start by curving this out like that, maybe even more so, and we can bring it up. I might go back and forth between these trims for a minute, but then I want to go in with a gabled roof. I'm going to place that onto one of the sides, and then I'm going to bring it up like this. We're going to make it pretty steep. I'll bring in the adjusters, and then using Shift C, I'm just going to curve it out like this. I think I want to keep with the point there, but then we're going to do something funky with it. I love all of the builds I've seen in this pack so far because all of them are just kind of out there in a way, which is honestly refreshing to me. I love to see a weird build in game. Let's get some roof trim, and then I'm going to bring this all the way to the back like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this other roof piece, and now we just have to copy and paste it so it's going to be at the front as well. I'm doing the same thing with some diagonal pieces, and so far we have this interesting looking roof piece. We're not just going to leave it like that though. I'm going to start bringing this out, and then anytime I do, we're going to bring the roofing with us. But I also think I want to start to build this out like this way. I'm being somewhat mindful of my budget as well. I don't want to go over, and I did a budget challenge recently thinking like there was no way I was gonna go over it, but I did. I very easily went over my budget, so keeping an eye on that. Maybe we can add another roofing piece this way, and then if we raise this up on a foundation, then we can use one of these super cute new fences. Look how adorable this is. Let me show you all the different swatches too. Not only does it change the wood, but it also changes changes the flower swatches. Tons of pretty options here. Maybe I'll use this one for now. So I think I'm just gonna bring this out like that so we can have a tiny bit of a deck right there. Ooh, and we also got some new foundation paint, so I'm gonna add that on, but I think I'll probably change up this front part here. I also want to build a deck in the back, so I'm just gonna bring this part out a tiny bit, and then we can use the same fence back here too. I'm gonna extend this terrain over a tiny bit. This is where our garden is going to go. See, just like that, I have already spent 10,000 simoleons, but it's fine. Let's see what we have for wallpaper. So this is one of the interior ones I cannot wait to check out, but we're gonna wait. We also got this one, which looks like maybe a brick wall, or oh no, it's a birch wall. That's kind of cool. We have some moss stucco, so like just kind of a messier looking stucco. I might try this one honestly, but we've also got this mossy stone wall. This is going to be great for those overgrown builds. We've got some shingles, tons of different swatches and colors in here, and then we have this one, which I'm so excited about. This is a glass wall, so you add this on here and it's basically just like a window. There are different swatches on this too. We are for sure using this somewhere, so I think I'm actually going to add it onto the roofing. That is actually one of the places I'm most excited to put this, because you normally can't put windows properly in your roofing pieces. The angle of them, they often just don't fit properly, but now we can also do things like extend them down like that. I think I'm going to bring this down from some of the roof pieces, just bringing it all the way down like that, except for this part here, because I think I want this to be my front door, so we could even just have it hang over. And then what do we have for trim? Ooh, this is so cute. It has some greenery coming down from it. Definitely unlike anything else we have in game. I'm going to use this around as much of the bottom floor as I can. There's also this one, the woodland knot floor trim. We are gonna have to do our roof trick where we add fencing onto the roofing just so that the trim will extend on there. Like now we can easily attach it on. What about for columns? Okay, we have two of them. This one is that woodland knot column, and then we also have this one, which literally looks like a magic wand. I like both of these a lot, so let's try and use both of them. We're just gonna bring these over top of where my door is gonna be, and then for these other ones, I'm gonna add them onto the corners of my build. Okay, so far this is where we are. We kind of have windows going on, but let's see what we have for doors. There are a ton of options. We've got some archways. I like how a lot of them are branded like the Sylvan glass door or Sylvan veil door, little nod to the Sylvan glade. I think I'm gonna use this door, this one with like the mushrooms on it. There's little flower details. Let's add this right there. I also need a back door somewhere. Maybe I can use this one in this style. I like how it has the little fairy symbol at the bottom. And then what about for windows? Honestly, again, a big selection of different windows in different shapes and sizes. All of them for windows and doors are only for the shorter wall heights, which does make sense. I mean, the fairies are small. What do these actually look like? Oh, they're cute. They're definitely funky. What about the bigger ones? Like, what does this one look like? Yeah, they're cool. And if you look closely too, the glass is a little bit stained, or there's sort of like a little detail going on. I feel like you can tell more on the darker window. And then I like how there are smaller ones like this. I think I'm gonna use these underneath any spaces where I didn't add the glass. And we have like ultra tiny ones too. They're so cute, and some of them are perfect for just tiny little spaces. Okay, our windows are on. I do think I want to add this chimney. Kind of funky looking. It looks like it could be on like a witch's cottage or something. I'm also a little torn on if I want to add some of this roof paint onto this side, because I kind of want to see what the roofing plants are gonna look like. Wait, why aren't they clipping? Can't intersect with roofs? That is literally your one job. That has to be a glitch. Let me save. Okay, I am a little confused by this roof situation because I have move objects on. You would think they would just like sort of clip. Like you can tell they're trying to clip onto certain angles. Is it maybe just the angle of it? Okay, it didn't like the fact that it was rounded. So I guess if you want to put it on, it has to be sort of more flat. What if I wanted to curve it inward? Would it be the same thing? No, curving it inward works a little bit better. I guess it's just when you arch it out like this. Oh, I do like this though. If you use the patches of grass like these, you can just attach them on. I feel like that makes more sense of why you can't do it for the arched ones. Some of these flowers even want to attach on that way. That's kind of interesting. I didn't expect them to change in orientation. Interesting. I did just find these. There's this collection of ivy and just like plants that hang over your windows and stuff. We are definitely going to be using these. I might use these instead of the roof plants for now. And there are tons of different options. They're kind of like the cottage living ones, but better. Of course, there's also window boxes. How adorable are those? There's like little houses in them. There's this other option, which I think I'm also gonna add somewhere. That is really pretty too, with like the little plants hanging off of it. I might add these here, and then we'll add some of these plants over the door as well. I like that these also fit over different windows and door lengths. I do still need some stairs. These ones just match the foundation, like the mossy look. So I'm gonna add these here, and then I think instead of paying for stairs, we'll just flatten this terrain at the front. Then we can just go in with some terrain paint. I do want to kind of do something funky with this terrain paint too. Like, hold on. I'm going to flatten this in a little bit, and then I'll bring this out and we can do a little swirl like that. Those little swirl details are all over this world. Like, you can see one right there. So I feel like they would be cute around the build. I'm going to move these trees up. I'm going to move all of our garden up too. I will organize this properly, I promise. But like, we can wrap this around and swirl it out here too. Wait, that looks so cute. I need to fill this in with more landscaping, but like, I love that so far. Ooh, we do still need flooring. There's this new flooring, which is really nice. Oh, it's wood. I thought this was stone. Cute. It kind of has like a stony pattern, almost like a cobblestone, but apparently that is a wood flooring. But we got other types too. We got just regular like grassy meadow flooring, and this one, which I like a lot, this stone pattern. Some different swatches here too. Majority of them looking pretty natural. There's definitely some pinky ones in here too, but very cute. We can add back my mailbox. Also, how adorable is this mailbox alone? The amount of detail on all these items is crazy. I'm gonna keep my fairy home over here since this is where my garden is going to be. I guess this stone can move more in the back instead. And I feel like this tree is just perfect. This is still a base game tree. We can bring out the terrain a little bit more so that it can fit. This is the one that literally looks like a fairy tree. Maybe I can add my cow plant right near it, so when it grows up, it can still be guarding the house. I've just organized my garden back here. Luckily, there are matching railings too for the stairs, and I feel like we're getting somewhere. I haven't even really gone in with much landscaping. We are definitely going to. I'm gonna start adding more trees. I also wouldn't mind having a small pond in the back here too, so she can still shower. The girl loves her swamp, what can I say? So I've done a little more with my landscaping, and so far this is where we're at. I want to start to see what we can use for outdoor items. This pack came with potted plants, so a lot of them come like separated, and I think with other packs you can combine pots. Like if you have businesses and hobbies, you can make your own flower pots, which is really fun. I think it's gonna be kind of cool combining all of these different ones, but a lot of these are smaller, and also I think I'm gonna keep them for indoor plants. This one's a little bit bigger though. It matches the shrub that comes with like the roofing details. This one is a smaller plant. Yeah, a lot of these are meant for indoors, I think. Oh no, this is a bigger one too. This is another potted version of like the roof plant. These are cute. I think I'm gonna keep these outside. We can just kind of make a little space with these near the door. I've just placed gnome dolls outside, but I'm not opposed to adding another plant gnome around. In my last video, I showed you guys how you can bring these to life and they can help with your gardening. So honestly, let's have a few of them. A few gnomes. I'm planning on growing this garden quite a bit still, so the more the merrier. And they also drop like a ton of seeds. They're super helpful. Wait, look at this. This is the most beautiful pergola. I'm going to be using this non-stop. There's also a smaller canopy version with these like curtains draped over it. I am going to have to extend my back deck so I can add the pergola because we are not going to have a build without it. I can just have it in the back here and it can be a little space for seating. Or if there's another skill item, I could also put that back here. We could have our own apothecary table under it. Oh, there's also this wedding arch. I feel like you could also use this as decor too if you wanted. I might put some of the apothecary storage outside. Oh, and these are functional too. Okay, so you can store all of your apothecary elixirs in there. You can purchase ingredients from this, and I'm assuming you can just like throw stuff from your inventory into the storage cabinet. So yeah, I wouldn't mind having a couple of these outside just because my inventory is already getting really full. I'll place those right there, and then in between we can add this moss covered bench. Look at this bar stool. You're actually kidding. This build stuff is so good. Like, this is unlike anything we have in game. This couch with the leaf pillow. Oh, and there are even more bench options I didn't see, like this one. This is like the outdoor retreat street bench, but better. I think I'll put this on my front patio. I really hope there's a matching chair. Oh, we have this. This is under office chairs. Yeah, I'm gonna use this right here. And then for rug options, I was hoping we had a mossy one, kind of like the one from Snowy Escape. There are different swatches in here. Some of them look like they're just garden pieces. So far, there is nothing I have seen that I'm not super into. So I think I'm actually gonna move my apothecary table over here. I just found this adorable table, which we're definitely gonna use outside. I can add this right by my apothecary table and we can add things on there like lighting. There's also a bunch of these shelves. Some of them are shaped like mushrooms too, and I feel like you could even use these as outdoor details if you wanted. Like just have a couple mushrooms over here and then on top of it, you could add a light. This thing here is literally a light. Stop it. This too, the acorn nightlight, that is actually adorable. And the different swatches have different expressions. These are fairy lights shaped like branches. And I am just learning this now on the exterior. Okay, we're just gonna have to save those for the inside because I'm gonna end up with way too much on this exterior. I was just looking to add maybe another bench under this pergola, a fungi chandelier. I'm gonna raise it up so it's going underneath my pergola. That's gonna be my lighting there. I do not know how everyone couldn't be obsessed with this pack, literally. All right, seating back here too. I was going to add a barbecue, but then I remembered that fairies don't eat. So I'm just gonna add a small coffee table outside. And I guess I will start to add some of the houseplants too. I do wanna see how they interact. My sim is a plant lover, so I'm sure she would be excited about this. I do think you have to water them though, so I'm gonna be careful not to add too many because I'm just gonna end up forgetting and then they're gonna die. And similarly to the fairy lights that I just showed you, we also have this lamp, which is shaped like a branch. I'm just gonna put that into the corner. If you didn't want to use the fairy lights, we also have this light, which is like a little fairy home. I think I'm just going to squeeze that into some of the roof pieces, and that will be our outdoor lighting as well. I guess I could use these as outdoor lights. I am outside at night a lot, so I don't want it to be too dark. Okay, so far, this is the outside of my fairy home. I have only good things to say, obviously, about this build stuff so far. The only issue we really ran into was with the roof plants, which I kind of feel like is my fault. I think I just haven't really learned how to do it yet, but I love this. I feel like it matches with the surrounding world. This back part here is really pretty too, super planty. I also really love how it all looks at night. Okay, so here is the layout that I came up with, and I kind of had a hard time with this because fairies themselves don't need to go to the bathroom and they don't eat. So a bathroom and a kitchen, not really the highest priority for a fairy. However, I am going to include both just because my sim has a lot of non-fairy friends and if she wants to have them over, then we can still do that. So we're gonna have a main room right here, like the living room. We're gonna have a bathroom in the back, and this will be kitchen and dining. And then upstairs, we're gonna have a massive bedroom. I want to use all the new bedroom stuff. And you know what? I think we're going to start here. My sim has never slept in a bed. She's a nature living sim with the new like natural living skills. So it's actually benefited us to sleep outside. And she's probably gonna continue doing that for a little while, but there's no way I'm building a bedroom without this new bed. Are you kidding me? It's so beautiful. I like how some of the bed sheets change swatches too. Like some of the darker swatches have thorns and like roses on them. The other ones have flowers. Some of them have like leaves on them. There's also an adorable little bassinet, a cute crib too, and there's also a toddler bed. Oh my gosh, look how cute this one is with the little bats. This one has freezer bunnies with wings. The bat ones are so cute. And then there's like acorn ones too. Adorable. Definitely going to be building a kid's room at some point. This is what we have for our new mirror option. Again, with the mushrooms and like the shelf-like texture on the side. All of the swatches are just so pretty. I can't wait to see this also with like cottage living and some of the other outdoor focus packs. This is another one of the mirror options, more of like just a wall mirror. And we got some super cute curtains too. I'm gonna raise these up and I think we'll do this swatch for those. Aside from the other rug that we saw already, this is one of the other ones. Literally a unicorn and a moon in the middle. What are some of the other swatches like? There's a darker version. Oh my gosh, there's this one giving Throne of Glass. These are so pretty. I like that these are giving different forms of fantasy too. Like they're not just focusing on the fairy imagery with these. There's a dragon. This would have come in so handy a couple of weeks ago when I did that dragon inspired treehouse. That is so pretty. Like this rug is perfect. The design team behind this pack snapped. I was also excited about this leaf rug, but I feel like now that like pales in comparison to this rug. I think I'm gonna end up putting this downstairs where I don't have as much pattern going on the walls, I'll just kind of put it there for now. And then maybe under my bed, I'll use the leaf rug instead. This is what we have for our dresser option. I think I'm gonna allow it to separate that space in the back. I don't want to cover the window. And there's also this, which is a clothing rack. So I think I'll put that behind. This can be like a little changing station. And then obviously there are clothes that we can attach onto it. All different swatches on here as well. We already saw this table. I'm gonna add that near the bed. We are definitely adding an indoor acorn light. This one's feeling a little angry. And then we also have one of those branch lights as a chandelier. So I'm gonna use that overhead. And then I also want to add in some of the branch lighting. Like I've surrounded the mirror that I have with these branches. What else? I think I'm gonna add a couch in my bedroom. And then we can also add the little table. There's this tabletop plant, which is so cute. It has like a little fairy house on the inside. Ooh, what about for clutter? There's this freezer bunny plushie. I swear if they don't put this on the Sims store, I'm gonna be so upset. My plushie needs wings. Ooh, the apothecary study set. I didn't see this when I was outside. I'm gonna add this out here on my table and we'll make it pink. There are also some cute pictures in this frame. There's a gnome and then there's a girl with one of those mushroom caps on. Oh, and this, I love that these are all so small so you can fit multiple clutter pieces on your objects. I also really like this tabletop bookshelf with the mushrooms as the bookends. I wonder if I could get that onto some of these mushroom shelves. Oh, nice, I can. So we're gonna put that on top of the mushroom shelf. I'm gonna add a couple more of the house plants. And there are some other chairs that match the couch. Like these have different pillow cushions on them. And you know what? I'm not opposed to adding the greenery on the inside too. So I'm gonna put that over top of some of my curtains. And here we have my fairy bedroom. This is so pretty. I love the colors. Literally every single item I've come across is just perfect in my eyes. Like I have not been this excited about a build pack probably since cottage living. Here's how it's looking over to this side. I like how everything is just on an angle. It's a little messily added in here. The girl has been used to sleeping outside on the ground, so this is quite the upgrade for her. Okay, let's move on from here. Let's go downstairs. Let's actually do the bathroom next, because even though fairy sims don't use the toilet, they do still have a hygiene level, obviously, so we can add a bathtub that isn't the swamp. Oh, this is so pretty too. Look at the crystals that are woven into it, and then the greenery on the outside. This is the toilet. Assuming this would be for like the nature loving sims, it looks like it would be sticky. You know what? Because it looks like this, I'm gonna lean it completely into it. We're gonna use grass flooring. We'll add the plants on the wall. We're definitely gonna need some curtains, but we also need a sink, which fairies can play around in these, and it's a super cute interaction. So this is the new fairy sink. And then I'm also gonna add that new mirror on the wall too. Under the sink, it looks like there are also little maybe potion bottles. I also like the handle here too, like the water would just come down this spout. I'm really impressed with the attention to detail in this pack as well. It is nice that there's so many smaller plants too, because they can just sort of clip onto the shelving space that we have available. I'm gonna push one of these branch lights in the corner. I'm just kind of playing around and making a pattern over the door too. I just changed the swatch so it's a little darker in here, and this is how our bathroom turned out. I did not expect to love the bathroom stuff as much as I do. Also, I didn't even show you guys, but we have this crystalline waterfall shower as well, which I don't really have the room for because of this glass window, but same thing, it has like the crystals woven into it. Also just so pretty. I feel like you could use this outside, but there we are. Let's move into the kitchen. This is probably gonna have the least amount of new things. We did get new counters, which I do still really like them. I'm gonna add them along this wall. Actually, I'll put them along this wall too, but then my fridge and stove can go on this one. We're just gonna have to use something from base game for this. Like I'll just use this fridge and oven. Oh, we did also get matching cabinets, which is nice. I don't know if I'm gonna have the room for these, but I mean, I guess I could put them like this above my windows. It is nice too because the sink fits right in between the counters and the swatches match up, so this can count as a counter. Ooh, that looks really good. Then we can do a trash can in this corner. We can also do a dining table. We'll see what I have room for. We have two different ones, both obviously with that woodsy feel, and we have two different options for dining chairs. These ones look like a smaller version of those bar stools we saw earlier, and then there's also this one. If I rotate this table this way, then it won't be as in the way. I think for this room, I'm gonna use the fungi lighting again. I also like using these as sconces, even though they're so big. And actually the branches are gonna look so nice over the archways. We're gonna have a little plant collection going on in the corner. There's not a lot of kitchen clutter, which makes sense with this pack, so I'm just gonna fill it in with some base game stuff. Maybe we can add in some more of the apothecary clutter. And here is our magical fairy kitchen, perfect for hosting. We have space if people want to come over and eat dinner. I would assume our cooking skill is probably not the best, but like who is going to complain when our kitchen looks like this? Okay, we have one more room to go. It's gonna be the main room, and I want to see if there's anything that we haven't really seen yet. Like there are some cute kids toys I haven't even touched on. There's also a new dollhouse. Oh, the nature press. I'm gonna actually add that onto my dining table. I think that's a new skill. You can do like flower pressing. That might be kind of cool to check out. Oh, this is a bar bag. This might be one of my favorite items. I can't wait to make that gloomy bar that we've been talking about for Fairy Crest. I have this series going on my channel where I'm rebuilding New Crest in fairy builds, and I still have to do like a dark fairy bar, and this is perfect for that. Definitely not gonna fit in my house, nor is it gonna really suit it, but like this bar literally has a pond underneath it. Just can you see the image? This is gonna be so good. The drafts on this thing are flower petals. Am I crazy? This is insane. But yeah, definitely not gonna fit right in the middle of my living room. We're gonna put this in our back pocket. There are some really nice fireplace options. There's this one, which matches like a lot of the other furniture, just like a more natural looking fireplace. And then there's a stone one like this, and this one has the shelves on it too. I might try this one. Oh, and I also forgot about these tree bookshelves. These just attach onto the wall like that. I think I'm gonna put mine in the corner. I'm kind of running out of space, but actually that works there. There's also this bookshelf. I might try and use this one to break up the awkward shape of this room. I might have to shrink my rug. I can just do a small seating space here. Like we can add in some of these chairs, more mushroom shelves. I think I might also put one of those outdoor planters on the inside. Oh, this is a toy box too. So there's the acorn light, and then there's also a toy box. That's adorable. Another item I missed is this desk. I guess I can put a computer on there. I am running low on money though, which I'm glad. I'm happy we're managing to spend all of this money because I'm not done here with my rags to riches journey yet. Like now I just bought my sim to be a millionaire. My end goal is to live on this tree lot and like bulldoze this house and build a castle or something so she can basically just like take over this fairy town, but that is gonna be further down the road. For now, I think she's gonna be more than okay with this house. Oh, but I am basically out of money. I don't want to spend it all. I'm probably gonna have bills. My living room isn't quite done yet. It's like a little empty through the center here and stuff too, but she has everything she's gonna need to thrive. And honestly, so do I. I'm obsessed with this pack. I'm gonna be posting a ton of videos over the next little while just because I'm having so much fun with it. Let me know what you guys think. If you're happy with this, are you liking the build stuff so far? Again, if you're not caught up on the rags to riches yet, I'll link that down below. And by the way, if you plan on ordering this pack, you could consider supporting my channel by using my code sydneymacoretta at checkout on the EA app or on thesims.com, and I'll earn a small commission on your purchase. And if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.